educators in our unit, and we thought it would be good to get everybody introduced to them. And so that's the goal of this. And we thought we would start with the Master Volunteer Team. And so this is our group. We have some of our main things we work on are, you'll probably recognize these logos, is the Master Gardener, Illinois Master Gardeners, and the Illinois Master Naturalists. And so Earl calls these our pillars, two of our pillars. And so we just are so appreciative and of all the work you do and really love working with you. So I do want you to meet the team, and we're going to go in alphabetical order. So we're going to start with Deb Balagna. Some of you might remember that Paula Lane was doing this kind of work for a long time when Rhonda was here over in Havana, but because we're all in the Fulton County office now, Deb has taken on this role. So we would like you to all meet her and know that if you get something from Deb, to pay attention because it's probably important. So Deb, did you want to introduce yourself?
Hello, everybody. Are you hearing me okay?
Yes, we can hear you.
Great. I'm sorry I don't have video. Yeah, so I live in Havana, Illinois. I've lived there for 23 years, and I'm the office support assistant in Fulton County in Lewiston. So I love gardening, and I love that my office is serving as our 4-county horticulture base. And I've worked for U of I for about 4 years now. So yeah, so I'm happy to meet everybody, and just eager to serve in any way that I need to support the team.
Thanks, Deb. Okay, Christine, you're up.
Okay, just struggling to get my button unmuted. So yes, Christine Belless, and I'm sure most of you know me. I've been with Extension since 2005, but also did work in the 90s for Extension here in the Fulton County office. So I've wore many different hats, but for the last 11 years now, I've been the coordinator for the Master Naturalist program. And I love what I do. I really do. And just meeting the folks. So that's me.
Very good. Okay, so Ellie is not here with us today. She's making a trip to campus to check it out. She is an intern from Germany, and she is doing her gap year here. And lucky us, we get to have her be a part of our team. And so some of you have maybe talked to her. She's doing some project review interviews, and so we'll go more into that later, but she is delightful, and she's only here till the end of the month, so we will miss her when she's gone. Which leads me to me. I am Nicole Flowers-Kimmerle. My title is Horticulture Educator for the Fulton-Mason-Peoria-Tazewell team. I live in Tazewell County in East Peoria, but I have worked in Mason County and Fulton County now for a while, and we love Peoria, so this is such a, I think, diverse and resource-rich area, and I'm so glad that I get to work in this region. A little bit about me. I was in a crop science major, and I went to the University of Illinois, and then I went on and studied weed science in specifically sweet corn and field and like sweet peas, English peas, and so I did work in that and how to control weeds in that, and from there, I went to Montana State and worked on a research farm studying how to control weeds in barley and sugar beets, so on irrigated land. And so we did a lot of that work. And then at that point, I decided to be a teacher. So I took night school and got my teaching certification. I came back and was a chemistry, physical science. I taught about gardens and worms and fish and all kinds of aquaculture, all kinds of cool stuff at Midwest Central in Manitou, which is in Mason County, and also the district also is in Tazewell County. So I worked there for 13 years, and now I get to be here and do this. And I remember meeting Rhonda thinking she has the coolest job in the world. And I was right. It's a pretty awesome job. So I'm so glad to meet all of you and to work with all of you. And we hope that today you're going to be excited about some of the things we have planning for 2023. All right, I'll let Tara go and introduce herself.
Hi, everybody. I'm Tara Heath, and I'm the Master Gardener Coordinator for our unit. So I support Master Gardeners in all of their volunteer work. I'm sorry, is there a bad echo?
Yeah, a little bit of an echo.
I'm gonna try turning down my mic. Does that help?
Yep.
Okay. A little bit about me. I am from Macomb, Illinois, and I went to Western Illinois University and got my bachelor's degree in agriculture, and then went to work at WIU. And at one point was serving as the superintendent of the grounds department there on campus. I've been with Extension now for, it'll be 2 years next week. And so I still consider myself new. Like Nicole, I love this job. I think it's incredibly rewarding, and I really enjoy getting to meet all of our volunteers and hear about the really wonderful things they're doing in their communities. So thank you.
All right. So the first thing we wanted to start off with is our plans for training this year. We are calling it the core horticulture education and the core naturalist education because we're offering it to everyone, and then we're letting them decide at the end whether they want to be volunteers or not. And so that's kind of how we're approaching it. And I'm going to turn down too. So since we've restarted training in person, we have gone to a flipped classroom style where your content and a lot of the lecture-based type learning is done digitally online, and you can fit that to your schedule. So we think that the in-person part is so important to make connections, to learn about the projects, to meet the people that you can volunteer with. And so we will have that portion too. And so we are really excited. We're going to do something, I don't know if they've done this in a while, but or if they've ever done it, we're going to have our Master Gardener training in the summer to try and see if we can get some people that might not be available in the fall or winter, and then we're gonna have our naturalist education in the fall. So I'm gonna have Tara speak to you about kind of our plans for the summer and the core hort education, and then we'll have Christine talk about what our plans are for the naturalist education.
Okay, so like Nicole said, we're really excited about our training that we are going to host this summer. We are tentatively looking at the dates of June 5th through June 9th. And so being able to condense our Master Gardener training into a 1 week is might be challenging, but we're hoping that we'll be able to maybe foster some more participation from teachers or other people that have maybe a busier schedule. So, and as Nicole also mentioned, this has been a very popular training that allows for a lot of the knowledge to be gained on your own time by watching videos or by reading your Master Gardener manual. And then when we're in person, we are really going to focus on activities, demonstrations, and going out to the different gardens to apply that knowledge. And so we don't have the dates completely confirmed yet, but we're looking at making trips to Luthi Botanical Garden, Wildlife Prairie Park, St. Anne's Garden of Hope, and Illinois Central College.
We're very excited. Okay, Christine, you want to talk about the naturalist training?
Yes. This fall, we are planning a training, also doing a 1 week training. And I know that people are familiar with our summer training where we've held it in 2 weeks, but we're going to do it in the fall this year in 1 week. Just as Nicole had mentioned, that content will be online. And we're hoping then after following that 1 week, which will be October 2nd through the 6th, already starting to confirm some of those locations. Then we are hoping then soon after that we will have a volunteer fair, and our partners will be able to come in and talk about their areas and where they need volunteers, as well as any projects that are going on. So we are very excited about it, And we think it's important to keep our trainings updated and tweaking them to have the best programs for our those coming into our programs. So looking forward to it.
Yeah, we're super excited. There was something that I was going to say and I just lost it. So I'll think of it though. Okay. One new thing that we have that has already been started is we have started a junior master naturalist program, and our pilot is in Fulton County. We're partnering with 4-H. It's a spin club and the Canton Park District. They have already had their first meeting, and we had, I think, 16 students, youth in the program. They did Wildlife of Illinois, and I think you can check that out on our Instagram or our Facebook. Ellie did a little video of that, so check that out. And then in February, they're going to do fossils and geology, and we're just really excited about this program and how we can take our naturalist education and extend it out to the youth audience. And so if you are wanting to volunteer in this kind of programming, we would love to have you. Like I said, it's a pilot program, and we're hoping to branch out into the other counties after we've gotten it kind of gone through one time. And so if wherever you live, if you want to get that going, we would love to work with you to do that. Christine, did you have something to say?
It was lots of fun. I got to attend that very first day, and am looking forward to other meetings coming up in the future. So I just off of what Nicole said, if you're interested and would like to have something like this and you're in another county, please let us know, and we will help you get started.
Okay, be right there.
Excellent. Okay. Another program that we're looking at bringing to our area is Conservation at Home. You may have heard of it. It's the Conservation Foundation is, I believe, up in Will County. And this is a program that encourages good environmental stewardship and conservation. So there are different ways that we can make it our own in our area. There is Conservation at Home, where you master volunteers will be trained to go to yards together and go through a checklist with the owners and help give them education on how to make a bit better habitat in their private land. And so we will have that. And then if you're certified, you can register to be a member and get a sign that you put in your yard and say, I'm a Conservation at Home property. There's also Conservation at Work. And so we could talk with businesses. We could do conservation on the farm. So there's a very big broad thing that we can do under that umbrella. And so we're really excited to bring that. We are still working on a partner because there is a franchising fee. And so we'll see how we get that all worked out. So if you have any ideas with that, we would love to hear them. And with your registering in the program, we will be providing quarterly education and helping people get resources to do some of this habitat restoration or making habitat butterfly gardens or rain gardens or whatever it is to increase our biodiversity and support life in our home properties or our private properties. And so we're really excited about bringing this to our area. It will be the only one in central Illinois. So they're up in the Chicagoland area. They're down in St. Louis, but this would be in our central Illinois area. Okay, last year we kind of talked about food access and security as our book study, and we did a lot of learning about vegetable production. This year we're going to focus on soil health. I think as I'm looking at things, the common denominator on how we're successful in our projects, whether it's providing or growing native plants, making habitat, growing food for people, is the soil, and us making sure that we have a healthy soil and knowing how to do that is, I think, an important step for us. So I have a list of these different books. We're going to look at the microbes. We're going to look at the chemistry and the soil science one. We're going to talk about mycorrhizal fungus, and then some of the research that they're doing about how what the important the soil is, and then we'll go into maybe some more hands-on practical applications in the ultimate guide. I can't read it very good, so I got something in the ultimate guide to soil, the real dirt on cultivating crops, compost, and a healthier home. And then our speaker for the state conference is Kelly Norris. So I added his book in there also, just so that we were making sure we knew what that was all about. I will have this list, and so you'll be able to get that. One thing I'm thinking is we're just going to have book chats at the last Thursday of the month at 2 o'clock. They will all be on Zoom. And so I will get that information out to you, but we're just going to plan to do it every month. It's been very difficult to get everybody together on the same page. So I feel like if we get it scheduled ahead of time, hopefully that will help us to get more people involved. We've made Facebook groups so you can do some chatting while you're reading. So if you are interested in that, just let me know and I will get you the information that you need. But I'm really excited about reading these books. I already have Teaming with Microbes. That'll be our first book, and I hope that you all enjoy it. Okay, one thing that we have been working on is getting some more unit-wide meetings together, because we just enjoy getting together with you all so much that we thought we would plan 5 this year. And our first one will be March 7th. It's about soil health. Pete Fondell at ICC is going to talk with us about all things soil. And so we're looking forward to that. And then in May, I'm going to talk about native pollinators, and we're going to be at Tawny Oaks in their building there, and probably check out, see what's coming up in the prairie as we talk about pollinators. Then July 18th, we are going to hopefully be talking about conservation at home in the Fulton County Farm Bureau office. This is tentative. We've kind of come to a little bit of a glitch in that, so we'll see how we proceed there, but note that might change, and we will give you plenty of warning. And then our usual 4-county meeting or unit-wide meeting is in September. This year it is hosted by the Fulton-Mason Master Gardener Group, and it will be at the City Center in Havana. And we're going to look at their sustainable landscaping and see if the Farnsworth group that did that landscaping will speak to us on that. And we had so much fun at our end of the year gathering this year. We want to make it happen again. We're still thinking about what we're going to do and where it's going to be, but please put that on your calendar that it's December 5th. All of these meetings will be at starting at 5:30. And so we really hope to see you all there, because we want to get those connections and have everybody meeting new friends. So, okay, I think Tara's going to tell us about our Master Gardener meetings that are planned.
Yes, so in addition to what Nicole described, our unit-wide meetings, our groups from the individual counties still love to get together and meet. So if you don't have the ability to maybe travel as far, in Fulton and Mason counties, it looks like the second Monday of the month at 5 p.m. is our tentative meeting date. We have several of those meetings scheduled for the year. In Peoria County, that group meets the third Wednesday of the month at 1 p.m. And in Tazewell County, they meet the fourth Monday of the month at 5:30 p.m. We have a lot of great things planned for this year. I'm excited to listen to all the speakers.
All right. Oh, nice. Okay. And then I'm going to let Christine tell you about all that she has been working really hard to get a bunch of things already on the books for 2023. And so I'm going to have her tell you about some of the things that she has planned.
So very excited to report we are going to be doing a work day at Elwood, and that is in the Peoria area, not too far from our favorite Rocky Glen place to go and help and hike. But this Friday, so far it looks like the weather's going to be about 35. We'll be starting at noon and going until 3. The Prairieland Conservancy folks will be there. This is one of their properties that they tend to. This is just a way to get us connected with them and find another great place to go out and help with the Prairie Land Conservancy. Also coming up February 22nd, I'm making a list of people. It'll be Establishing a Backyard Prairie with Paul Resnick, who I believe is on here with us today, and we'll be that'll be at noon in our Tazewell County office. So please come and join us. In March, the date is still yet to be established. So I'm working with the Jake Wolf Fish Hatchery for the muskie spawning. So be watching. As soon as I know, I will let you all know. It's really an interesting thing to see, and the facility is just amazing. April 22nd is Forest Park Nature Center. We'll be having their Earth Day event, so I will be asking for volunteers to help with our booth. So that'll be coming out. We always have a booth there for Earth Day with all of our extension information and something fun for the kids to do. April 24th, if you're interested in coming and helping at the Clean Water Celebration, we will be using the Enviroscape models to talk about the watershed. And if you've not been to a Clean Water Celebration before, there's kids from all over Central Illinois schools that come and learn about the importance of water and the role that it plays in everyone's life. May 8th, Chris Evans from Southern Illinois is going to be coming up, and we will be at Spring Creek Preserve having a chainsaw safety class. It's just probably about 3/4 of the day, and more information will be about that, but the size of that will be limited, and this is just for chainsaw safety, not a certificate. So then we will be joining with our neighboring unit, Galesburg, McDonough, Warren, and Knox, as on June 10th, there will be a bird banding at Blackthorn Preserve with Travis Wilcoxon. So more information will be coming out from that, and most likely a registration, so we can count the number of people that we have there. And then we will also be doing August 12th, the Kickapoo Creek Festival again, across the road from Wildlife Prairie Park, and we'll have the watershed there and be demonstrating that to folks as well. Please, these are not all of our dates. I'm working on some others, and I have some folks on here that know who I'm talking to. So more stuff will still yet to be coming. Thank you.
Thanks, Christine. Okay, I wanted, since we did already talk a little bit about our theme last year was food security and access, I wanted to talk about what you did in 2022. And so if you were involved in Grow a Row, or you worked in a food donation garden, we want to say thank you. The Grow a Row total for last year was over 23,000 pounds of produce donated, and we're really excited that we were able to meet some of our goals there. So we would like to also, we had an incentive to donate 10 of your volunteer hours into some form of volunteering for providing support for food security and access. And if you did, we had an appreciation dinner that was so wonderful, and we thank Ainsley for helping plan all that with the Tazewell County Health Department. This year we're gonna do another incentive. We're thinking maybe not a dinner every year, but some maybe an event, or maybe garden gloves, or trowels or something. If you donate 10 of your hours to work in food security, that can be Grow a Row in your own garden. You're growing and you have sharing out of your abundance. We have 2 locations, extension offices that are locations for drop off. Those, if you drop off on those days, that will be brought to the food pantry network, and they will distribute it to the location that it will be most efficiently used before it starts, so that it can be used while it's still fresh, and that reduces the amount of produce that kind of can go bad. So we work with them. We can work to expand that. Hopefully our other locations will become drop-off center or places. So right now you can drop off in Tazewell County or Peoria County on certain days, and those are posted in those offices. So check that out. You can also work in a food donation garden. We had 9 food donation gardens that were supported by our master volunteers. And so we encourage you to do that too. And it's just a portion of your volunteer hours. And we would really appreciate that, because the only way that we can really make a dent in food security and access is if we all work together. So we were excited about how things went last year, and we hope that we see that again this year. Okay, this next little section is kind of our big events coming up. And so we're going to start with the one that's coming up right around the corner. Tara, did you want to talk about Gardener's Big Day?
Sure. So we are really excited to be going back in person for Gardener's Big Day for 2023. This will be the first time that we've been back in person since 2019. For those of you who are not familiar with Gardener's Big Day, it is a day-long gardening seminar and educational program that is hosted by our master gardeners along with the Spoon River Garden Club. And this year it's scheduled for Saturday, April 15th from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. It's going to be at Spoon River College outside of Canton. And as you see, the registration is open, so you can type that website address into your browser to go to register. The early bird registration is $35 and you can get that if you register on or before March 1st. Otherwise, after March 1st, registration will be $40 and registration will close on March 31st. We've got a lot of exciting things planned. Our keynote speaker is Dwayne Friend with Extension. His talk is going to be on extreme weather in your garden. We're also going to have 3 breakout sessions with choices ranging from prairie plants to flower arranging and everything in between. So we really feel like there's going to be something of interest there for everyone. And there's also going to be lunch will be provided. So you'll get to select your lunch option. And we're also going to have door prizes and vendors to go shopping at. So lots of fun, exciting things for Saturday, April 15th. If you haven't already registered, go to go.illinois.edu/GBD23 and get registered today.
There's only limited space for each room. So if there's a topic you really want to hear, you want to check them out now so you can make sure you get in the ones you want. And we're looking forward to seeing you there. Okay, our next big event that we are going to be planning for 2023 is the State Master Gardener Conference. That will be in September on the 7th and 8th. So if you need a reference point, it's always the Thursday and Friday after Labor Day. This year it will be, we're kind of putting it together. It's at the East Peoria Convention Center, which is attached to the Embassy Inn and Suites. So on the Thursday, we will have tours. There's going to be a full day tour and 2 half-day tours, one in the morning and one in the afternoon. So on our tour list, depending on what you're interested in, we'll be going to ICC, Luthi, Botanical Gardens, Wildlife Prairie Park, the Mason State Nursery, Black Sheep Flower Farm, Orchard Hill, which is an orchard down in Fulton County, and Dixon Mound. So check those out. And then we have a whole list of speakers. Our keynote is going to be Kelly Norris. He was the director of the Des Moines Botanical Garden, and he has written a book called New Naturalism, and it has a long title, so I'm gonna have to read it. Designing and Planting a Resilient and Ecologically Vibrant Home Garden. And so we look forward to hearing from him. And then other speakers, other topics, we're going to have a community garden panel with some people who are working in that food donation, food security area. We're going to have a talk on iris from Margaret Kelly. Hi, Margaret. We are excited about that. Then we're Dr. Trent Ford is going to talk to us about climate in our garden. We have garden therapy, we have something on herbs, and we have honey and weeds and rain gardens. So we're really looking forward to being able to learn in that setting. And then our Thursday night, we want to have some place for people to get together and socialize and meet each other from all over the state. And so we are going to be thinking we're going to have a trivia night that night. It should be a fun time. Master naturalists, you are not excluded. Think about registering for this. We will let you know when the registration goes live, and we invite you all to come. Let's see. And then we have one other event that is kind of becoming a big event for us. And so we have Gardener's Big Day. This is Little Gardener's Day. It's a kid day in the garden. And we usually have it in late summer before the kids are going back to school. It's at ICC. There's all kinds of activities, hands-on. You can see they were making butterflies. They're digging in the garden. We have a book corner where we read stories. We have taste testing so they can get some taste some fresh vegetables. So many things. And so it's a really fun day. We've had lots of positive comments. And if you are interested in helping with that, I'm sure we'll be planning that coming up here in the next couple weeks or months. So we would love to have you. And it's just a really, really fun day. So think about if that is a place where you can plug in and volunteer. Okay. Tara, did you want to talk about these?
Sure. And Nicole mentioned briefly that Ellie Bourwieg has joined our unit as a special projects intern with the Master Gardener program. And basically what she is working on is a project review. And so by interviewing the leaders of our various volunteer projects, she is gathering this information and putting it together so that we basically have an index of all of this information about the projects in one place. We're learning about the different partner organizations. We're learning about the history of these types of projects and also what the future may hold for these projects. So what are challenges that each of our projects face, and what are ways that we can plan future activities or that extension can help support these projects. So Ellie is kind of trying to make her way around to she's starting with the Master Gardeners. And if you have not been contacted by Ellie yet, don't panic. She's got a long list of projects that she's trying to get to. And she will be here until the end of this month. So we aren't sure that we'll be able to get to everyone, but if you are interested in reaching out and would like to tell Ellie about a project that maybe Extension is not as involved in, we would love for you to do that. And if you have not already met Ellie, you will really enjoy meeting with her and talking with her. She is a lovely young woman, and we have really enjoyed her addition to our team. So, and hopefully this will be a springboard so that we can continue this process in an annual format and meet and discuss how we can help these projects move forward and help you all do even more. So, and then another goal of this project is to be able to spotlight our different projects. And I think Nicole's going to talk a little more about that.
Yes. So let's look at the spotlight. One of the things that this information we're collecting so that we have a kind of base information is we want to highlight the work that you do, whether it is a project or you work with a partner or any kind of thing in between. We would like to maybe put together a short video and kind of get that out so that people can see the work you're doing. We'll conduct it like in an interview style. And if you have photos of your garden or your project and you want to include partners or other volunteers, we would love to do that and kind of put it into a way. And then we're scheduling some social media posts and putting it on the Illinois River Hort page. So if you are interested in that, Ellie is already starting on some videos. She is a whiz at editing and all that kind of thing. So we want to get her going on that before she leaves us in just a couple weeks. But that I think that will be a fun project for us to see all the great things that are going on in our area. Okay, one thing that we've moved past stuff that's already happening, and we're moving into stuff that's been noodling around in my brain. So I want to introduce this to you. And if you are interested in helping me think this through, I would love to collaborate with you. What I'm thinking is I'm calling growing together, and making a really portable, mobile horticulture and naturalist education, and getting people included at an introductory level, doing really hands-on things, including the family. And so we would all learn together, and then like split off where the adults would learn maybe a little more in depth and putting some things into practice while the kids are doing a kid aid or a more appropriate to their age and education level activity. And then we would come together and share. And we would hope to do kind of the same idea as Conservation at Home, where there would be opportunities for continuing education and trying to build that community. And hopefully, if we are working together on this and getting people involved, then maybe they would be people that would want to get involved in some of our projects and volunteering, and have this base or intro level knowledge, so that we can all get growing together. So that's mine. These two little kiddos, these are mine. So, you know, they made the pictures. That was also a little gardener's day. The other thing that I've been kind of thinking about is nature journaling. And so if any of you are nature journalers and you would like to be teaching a lesson on that, I am thinking that this is a summer series. And again, I would like it to be a family activity. So we would do a lesson where we learn something. Maybe it's looking at wildflowers, or finding an insect, or checking out a bird, how to draw something or write something, or just how to record things in a nature journal. So we would have a little lesson, and then kind of set the families out to go practice that and do their observations and put things in their journal, and then come back and share, and probably have some kind of lunch that we like, a brown bag lunch, bring your lunch, and so we can all talk together. So if you're interested in working to help me think that through, I would love the help. But those are two that I've just been thinking, noodling around in my brain, and I'd like to get that going. I think those things are also a partnership with 4-H and maybe some of our other programs. So it is not limited to just us. So. Okay, another thing that we were thinking about is we understand that it is hard to keep track of everything. So we would like to relaunch the newsletter, and we're thinking to find articles and to put some of those volunteer spotlights in it, and to make sure that you have all those dates, because we've thrown a lot of dates at you. So to have it all in one place, we're thinking that we will have it on a regular basis, whether that is bi-monthly or quarterly. We haven't quite decided. And so be looking for that. It will be just in a digital format. So you will be probably seeing that in your coming to you in your email, or a link on social media to go to your to the page. So be checking that out. We really think that this might be a helpful tool to get us all organized on what's coming up. And then just to remind you, we do have a media. And so if you follow Illinois River Hort, that is our blog. And there's all of Rhonda's things, her wonderful articles, plus some of the things that I write get put on there. And if you are interested in writing a blog post, we would love for you to share with you on, or to have you share on Illinois River Hort. We also have social media. So Ellie, we didn't really realize there was an Instagram account, but there is. And so Ellie has been adding to our Illinois River Hort Instagram. There's a lot of really great stuff on there that she's put on there. We also have the Illinois River Hort Facebook page. And then we have some groups, Master Gardener plant detectives, the River Valley Master Naturalists, and the Fulton-Mason Master Gardeners. There's also book study groups. So if you haven't plugged into those things, or if you have one that we could join and you know how to use it and you can teach us, we would love to be putting stuff out there. We also see this as a place where those spotlight videos can go. We are planning to do kind of a rotation of soil health things, food security things, volunteer spotlights, and pollinators. So those are some things that we're thinking about to really be pushing out on our social media. And if you are interested in working with us on that, we would love to have you. And then another big media thing, we've been working as the horticulture educator team in the state ever since I got here on this pollinator website, and it is finally ready to launch. And so it will launch April 1st. If you are interested in being a reviewer on that, part of it will be checking out the content. Part of it will be, is it user friendly? If you're willing to do that, let me know, because we really want to make sure that it's very usable and very friendly for people to find things before that launch date. And so if you're interested in that, it really, it has an Illinois focus, but it also has a focus on the pollinators, which maybe not, some places have a focus on the plants, which we have the plants, but we also talk a lot about what pollinator it is, what pollinators are going to use that plant. There are some pre-done designs. So if you want to see what the design is, there are some already done and some tips on how to get things going. And then some community science opportunities if you are interested in that. And if you are going to teach about pollinators, we also have an education section. So if you are willing to be a reviewer for that, or you just want to check it out when it launches in April, be looking for that kind of thing. Okay. And the thing that we all knew was coming, we have a new volunteer management system. And so it's called Give Pulse. I'm going to let Tara talk to you about that, because she is our go-to gal on it, and give you the kind of lowdown on where we are with that.
Okay, well, thanks, Nicole. But I'm going to start by saying that while I might be the Give Pulse go-to gal for our unit, I do want to stress that I'm trying to learn the system right alongside a lot of you. So I may not have the answer to any question that you have, but what I do promise is that I can help find the answer. And that might be just doing some research, or maybe we have to end up having to reach out to the Give Pulse team. But hopefully all of you have received your email to claim your Give Pulse account. If you are a master gardener or a master naturalist and you have not received this email, please reach out to me. My email is going to be on the last slide of this presentation. So, or feel free to give me a phone call here in the office in Fulton County, or leave me a message, catch me, and we'll try to help you out. But there have been 3 trainings done at the state level that were on Zoom. And if you were not able to attend one of those trainings, they do have the recordings available to view to kind of help orient you to the new system. We are also in our unit doing 3 in-person trainings. So we're going to come to Tazewell County this afternoon at 1 o'clock in the Pekin office. On Monday, February 13th, we're going to be here in Lewiston at 5 p.m. And next Wednesday, February 15th, in the Peoria office at 1 p.m. And we are going to go through the Give Pulse program and do some basically some training, some of the simple steps to make certain that you are able to log in, that you're able to register for an event that you would like to register for if possible, and also how to log an impact. So in the past, we talked about logging your hours. And Give Pulse, that new terminology is impact. You will be logging your impacts. So again, if you have any questions or you're struggling, please make certain to come to one of these trainings, and we'll do our best to help you out. And We thank everyone for your patience and participation as we all try to learn this together. But the good news is, I think once we get it all figured out, it seems like this new system is able to do a lot more than the old system did. So I think that's going to be wonderful for all of us.
Very good. Yeah, I think there'll be a little bit of a learning curve, but once we do, I think we'll really think that this is a really good system. And so we're looking forward to figuring that all out. So hold tight and keep working on it. Okay, we have one last thing, and I'm going to have Deb talk with you about getting your paperwork in. If Deb.
Yep. So
there she is.
Those I get to talk about paperwork, extension master volunteer paperwork after all those exciting events. But I do believe that even though it's not the most exciting topic, when we understand why and how the process works and why we do it, I think it makes it a little easier to get your paperwork done and to be mindful of it. We have about 300 master volunteers between master gardeners, master naturalists, and then we also have in Fulton County, I would be taking care of our forage master volunteers as well. So it's a lot of people to keep up with, and annually, one of the chores that we have to do is to audit all of the files of all of the master volunteers and make sure that you're up to date with your paperwork. So the University of Illinois has a rigorous process for bringing on new volunteers and maintaining your volunteer status. And I sometimes wish it wasn't so difficult at times, but I'll tell you the reason why is really important. So when I look at this, and I'm always astounded by these numbers, but according to the CDC, 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 13 boys in the United States experiences child sexual abuse. And that number is likely underestimated, they say, because they know that not all of it gets reported. 91% of that abuse is perpetrated by someone that is known to the family, known to the child, not a stranger. So I'm really glad, I'm thankful that I work for an organization that takes the protection of minors seriously. And, you know, we've got master gardeners maybe didn't feel in the past that they had to think about this very much, but more and more we're introducing programs that take that master gardener volunteer base and help with projects like master naturalist, with the junior master naturalist, or with the little gardeners. And so and you work with schools often. So there's often times where you're going to be around children. And so I'm really glad that I work for an organization that really takes that seriously. And as a high quality volunteer, because you are, I'm sure you want to also align yourself with an organization that takes this seriously too. So those are the main reasons why we are so rigorous with this. We want to make sure that you feel comfortable working with U of I, and that U of I feels that they have done their due diligence to make sure that everyone stays safe. So some of the pieces of paperwork that we do are, we call them one and done. When you started, you did it and you don't have to do them again. Some of them are annual things, like your annual agreement. Every year you're going to get some paperwork from us. Your annual agreement will come every year through the mail, and we try to make it available to where you can pull it on the website. So those are mailed every year. You are also checked against the National Sex Offenders website. That's something that I do. It happens behind the scene. You don't have to do anything to make that happen. That just happens automatically once a year. You're also recertified every 5 years with a more formal background check. There are 2 parts to it. The first one is the DCFS form from the state of Illinois, and the second part is a third-party company that we use called Sterling. They're an online third party for criminal background checks. The nice thing about Sterling is that you own your information, so that as a volunteer, once you, just like a lot of these systems that we're going to, you receive an invitation from me, then you, through an email, and then you are able to click on that link, go to Sterling, and you're able to create your own account. And the nice thing is you own that account. So let's say you, and we've actually had this happen where someone was volunteering with a school and the school knew that we did background checks. They wanted to have that information on file for the school. And we were able to find out that it's as simple as you as a volunteer sharing it, going back onto Sterling's website, and you are allowed to share that information. We are not as U of I, we will never share your information, but you have control over that information and you can share it if you need to. That happens every 5 years. And then there may be additional paperwork as directed by U of I. We understand that there's something coming, Tara, was it Code of Conduct, or yes. Okay. So there's something that's going to be coming with the annual agreement, but we'll do all we can whenever there's something like that to make sure that we do it as easy on you as possible. In other words, we'll probably put that with the annual agreements. So it's just one mailing and it's just one thing you have to think about, not 2 or 3 through the year. But again, even though it's a rigorous process, even though I just talked about, like 4 things, we're here to help you. If you have any trouble at all with any of the pieces, let us know. We're happy to help. And additionally, boy, we sure appreciate it. We really appreciate it when you get information from us that has to be returned, that you do it in a real timely basis. That makes our follow-up job just so much easier. So I'm really thankful if you've already turned all those pieces in, if they were required of you this year, that you turned them in. So thank you so much. And just let me know if I can be of any help.
Great. Thank you, Deb. Okay, so that brings us to the end of what we were going to talk about today. Here are our email addresses, and so go ahead and feel free to contact us if you have any questions. At this time, if there's anything that you want to talk about, I'll leave this up for another minute and then I'll probably stop so that we can see each other. But if you have questions for us or anything you want to bring up, we would love to hear from you.
Hi, yeah, this is Jeff Stacker.
Hi, Jeff.
Hi, I asked this question to Christine and I just want to confirm. They have timesheets in the new system for recording hours that I find really convenient because you can put your schedule out there and then when you're done, and then you just submit it on a monthly basis. And that does work for both master naturalists and master gardeners in this area?
As far as I know, I believe that it works,
Okay.
but we'll see what Tara says.
Hi, Jeff. Thanks for that question. And I will let you know that the timesheets option in GivePulse is as new to us as coordinators. So Christine and I are trying to figure this out as you all are also. So we've asked, we've actually had a few people that have gone in and inputted a timesheet, and now Christine and I need to be able to go in there and see how well that we are able to see that, as well as, I mean, compared to if you would have entered them separately. And I think our initial thought is that this is going to be a wonderful thing. As you say, it's going to maybe be more efficient for the volunteers. And I think that it's going to help Christine and I as well. But we had not yet had a chance to really put out anything to the whole group on that yet. So be looking for that.
Okay, so I've filled out January. I should just submit that then?
I think at this point you should try submitting that, and then Christine and I can look at that and see how easy it is for us to approve, and not only whether we can approve it, but whether we're able to look back and run a report that would be able to gather those hours. So I think if If you want to start trying to do that, we will take a look at it from our end and we'll get back to everyone with maybe a formal decision of whether yes or no we're going to support this. I would say right now it's looking promising.
Great, thank you.
Wonderful.
And Christine, if you want to jump in there, I didn't mean to speak for you, Christine. So if you have any ideas on that, please, feel free to correct me.
No, that looked great. I've actually seen a couple of those reports, and I had looked at Jeff's, but I think because it hadn't officially been submitted yet, I wasn't able to do anything with it yet. But so go right ahead. That sounds great.
Perfect.
Feel free to ask questions or make a comment. We would love to hear from you.
I would like to be a volunteer for your pollinator website. You said you need reviewers.
I do. I will get your email to Ryan Pankow, who is the project lead, and he will send you an invitation or all the information that you need. So thank you for doing that. And I will.
Did you say he's going to send that to me?
Ryan Pankow, I'm
okay.
sure.
Okay. Okay, cool.
I think it's a really good website. I am really impressed with how they put it together. So thank you, Paul.
That'll be great.
Any other questions?
Where did you say you were going to put that book list for the
Ellie is making a social media post, and we'll probably also send it as a PDF attachment to an email for you, so you can get it in multiple ways and have a hold of that, because it was a lot. It's a lot of words, and I want to make sure that you all get that ahead of time. And I think that this meeting on a set day is going to help us to be able to do a lot more chatting about things. So.
I didn't get them all written down, but it looked like a great list of books. So.
Well, if you want to learn about soil, it probably will be interesting to you.
There's a wonderful documentary out called "Kiss the Soil" that Woody Harrelson narrates. And if you haven't seen that, it's on streaming services, and I think YouTube has it as well. Kiss the Soil. It's amazingly interesting.
They say that this learning more about the soil is probably what's going to propel us to be able to meet food needs in the future. And so we're going to get in on it now, so we are knowledgeable about it, is my thinking behind the whole thing. So
Nicole, so I'm assuming that your first one's going to be the last Thursday in February, correct?
Are you ready for that? I mean, we can, yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. And even if we haven't read it yet, it'll be okay. Just jump on and we'll start chatting about what our plans are and how things are going. And we'll get into really like the end book chat in March.
So that's the 23rd, just for an FYI.
The 23rd of March or of February.
Yeah.
Great. Thank you, Pam. This recording will be posted and shared with you. So if you need to go back and look at anything, that is going to be available to you if you didn't get some notes down or something. And you can always feel free to contact any of us and we'll let you know anything that we've talked about. Anything else? I'm so glad to see you all, and I'm looking forward to another wonderful year in 2023. So thank you for joining us.